Atochin chitab Kalenjin logoiwekab emet cheitun eng ketesiet nebo Kass TV nesomanun kwane Shadrack Mutai Itagat katestai ak rutoito en betut nebo aeng en kipchulia President William Ruto en emet noton nebo Japan taonit noton nebo Yokohama. Kait tuyet emetab raini ak alak en kandoik mising ko chetinyegei ak asuldaetab mungaret cheboto kora kandoik chebo kibagengeit noton nebo Japan International Cooperation Agency JICA ole indochin President Dr. Tanaka Akihiko en kwenutab alak in conduit.
I have also been a strong proponent of reform of the international financial architecture. The current global credit rating system often overlooks Africa's unique economic realities, unfairly penalizing our countries during periods of global distress. This must change. Progressive reforms are essential to unlock affordable, predictable, and sustainable financing for development. I therefore support the proposal to establish an African credit rating agency, complemented by reforms in global credit rating systems to address structural inequalities. Intra-Africa trade accounts for only 15% of total continental trade. By all credible estimates, under the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, intra-African trade can surge by up to 50% in just 10 years. This would generate immense wealth, create millions of decent jobs, expand opportunities for MSMEs, and open new markets for African goods and services. Given the constrained fiscal space in many African countries, the private sector must also play a central role through effective public-private partnership. A vibrant private sector brings not only capital to bridge financing gaps, but also innovation, technology, and efficiency critical to sustainable growth. Africa's journey to economic transformation faces significant impediments, which we all recognize. The challenge before us is not about knowing what needs to be done, but whether we have the courage and urgency to do it. Currently, less than 18% of Africa's exports are traded in the continent, compared to over 60% in Europe and Asia. According to the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, Africa must trade more with itself to unlock the vast potential of markets, open rivers of opportunity for our people, create wealth, and drive inclusive prosperity. Agriculture remains Africa's greatest untapped engine of prosperity. It employs more than 60% of our people and contributes nearly a quarter of the continent's GDP, yet its promise is far from being realized. With 65% of the world's remaining arable land, Africa should not only feed itself, but also feed the world. This is not a failure of potential, but of investment, infrastructure, and integration. By deploying technology, financing farmers, investing in rural infrastructure, and trading more with ourselves, we can transform agriculture from subsistence into a powerful driver of industrialization, job creation, and shared prosperity. Given the constrained fiscal space in many African countries, the private sector must also play a central role through effective public-private partnership. A vibrant private sector brings not only capital to bridge financing gaps, but also innovation, technology, and efficiency critical to sustainable growth. Africa's journey to economic transformation faces significant impediments, which we all recognize. The challenge before us is not about knowing what needs to be done, but whether we have the courage and urgency to do it. Currently, less than 18% of Africa's exports are traded in the continent, compared to over 60% in Europe and Asia. According to the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, Africa must trade more with itself to unlock the vast potential of markets, open rivers of opportunity for our people, create wealth, and drive inclusive prosperity. Agriculture remains Africa's greatest untapped engine of prosperity. It employs more than 60% of our people and contributes nearly a quarter of the continent's GDP, yet its promise is far from being realized. With 65% of the world's remaining arable land, Africa should not only feed itself, but also feed the world. This is not a failure of potential, but of investment, infrastructure, and integration. By deploying technology, financing farmers, investing in rural infrastructure, and trading more with ourselves, we can transform agriculture from subsistence into a powerful driver of industrialization, job creation, and shared prosperity.
Yekibe taonit nebo Eldoret County nebo Uasin Gishu kokakotestai komonge kandoinatetab dinitab Islam kobun komosta nebo North Rift akomach koistogei kandoinatet noton nebo SUPKEM en emoni en kit nemwoe kole maisuldoen boisienyin en oret neititayat ako netogunot. Some ichek kobit chikilisiet neititayat kotiengei ak kit nemwoe kole tinyegei icheket namet noton nebo asoya anan asoya.
Kondochin nebo ng'echeret eng CIPK mornetab North Rift Sheikh Abubakar Bini komwa kandochotok bo Islam kobun komosta noton nebo North Rift kole tesetai icheket ak kasimchinetab koistogei kandoinatetab SUPKEM eng emoni eng noton nebo keyai lewenisiet age kosubkei ak netogu komaisuldae boisionikwak eng oret noton neititaat.
Sisi kama viongozi wa Rift Valley tumekusanyika siku ya leo kuendelea kuangalia mgogoro unaoendelea katika SUPKEM baina ya SUPKEM na maajenti. Inasikitisha sana kuona mgogoro huu umefika paka bungeni. Dunia mzima wanaona mjadala ukijadiliwa inazungumziwa mambo ya SUPKEM. Tunaipongeza kamati iliyobuniwa ya mambo ya nje, kamati ya bunge kwa kazi yao walioletewa. Waifanye kazi hii inavyostahiki, wachunguze shida ilitokea shida gani mpaka Wakenya tukenda tukaibika na kuaibika Wakenya, mahujaji wa Kenya tunaibika Wakenya. Kwa hivyo tume hii itakapokuwa inachunguza hili waharakishe kutoa ripoti yao kwa sababu haji ni kitu ambayo inakaribia. Si kwa kwati ni kila mwaka inarudiwa. Na wakati kamati hii inaendelea kutoa uchunguzi wake, tungeomba Bwana Olonado na kamati yake resign ili wapeane nafasi ya wengine ambao watakuwa na uwezo wa kuiongoza vizuri baraza kuu la SUPKEM.
Kama Bini eng kibagenge ak kandoik alak kole nyolu keyochi ofisit notok chikilisiet anan audit kosubkei ak tononchinet neya ak asoya nemwoe kole mitei barak eng ofisit notok.
Jina la baraza kuu la SUPKEM ni jina kubwa katika Waislamu, lakini la kushangaza limekuwa linaongozwa na watu holela. Angalia Tanzania, BAKWATA kuanzia juu mpaka chini ni mashekhe, maulama, utasikia mshekhe mkuu wa mkoa. Hili ndio tungetaka baraza liwe kama hili. Ikiwa watachelewa kufanya hayo, basi sisi tuko tayari kufanya maandamano. Si kwa kuwa ati tunatishia. Uislamu unapenda amani, lakini ikiwa itakuwa mgogoro kila siku, mtu akisema kitu tunasema agenti hii tumetoa, agenti hii tunachagua maagenti wengine. Kwanza tunataka maagenti zote 17 zilizotolewa zirudishwe bila masharti yoyote, na kamati mzima ya SUPKEM itoke, kwa sababu imekuwa ni kero kwa Wakenya. Na Waislamu ni watu wa heshima, Waislamu ni watu wa nidhamu. Hatuwezi kuona mheshimiwa rais anapambana na ufisadi na wabunge, kisha kitu SUPKEM inafanya ufisadi. Sisi kama Waislamu tunanyamaza, hatuwezi kunyamaza.
We demand that SUPKEM should be dissolved immediately and pave way for fast elections and pave way for lazima nini ifanywe auditing na Waislamu wote washikane, watoe SUPKEM kamati hiyo ingine mpya itengenezwe. Audit lazima ifanywe audit. Waislamu wasije wakahangaika wakati huu wa haji.
Mwoe icheket kole ngot komabit walet eng ofisit notok bo SUPKEM kobendi kotete koyai kambaget neo ak agents kosimchi notok nebo ng'echeret koistogei eng boroindonyi.
Want to reiterate that our position is that the national chairman and the national leadership of SUPKEM resign with an immediate effect and pave way for auditing to be conducted.
Kong'etegei taunetab Eldoret eng county nebo Uasin Gishu, logoiwekab emet chebo Kass, kainenyu ko Isaac Kogei.
Kakolumda kampunitab Safaricom tetutiet nelel nenaat ko BeLive nekonu walet neo en alet ak boisionik choton chebo bundles. Kama ofisayat tononjin mung'aret anan Chief Consumer Business Officer en kampunitab Safaricom Vazia Ali Kimanthi kole tetutienoton komuktechin customaekwak kowal bundles cheyome koboisien en kasarta nemoche kochut internet.
So today we are very, very excited here at MJC to be launching what we are calling BeLive. BeLive Niform. Why are we saying BeLive Niform? We're saying it is because our customers have spoken to us and we have taken a lot of time to listen and to understand what they were saying. Our customers have told us a couple of things. Number one, they are customers who are new to the world of the internet. And when they want to, let's say, go on Facebook, they don't know which is the right bundle they should buy because they don't understand how long 100 MBs will last because they are not savvy users. Secondly, we have savvy users who have been using our current bundles. Let's say, for example, our 20 GB, 20 shillings, 1 GB, 1 hour bundle. And what those customers tell us is, based on what it is that they are doing, by the time they get to 30 minutes, they have not finished what they are doing, but there's a message that comes up that tells them the 1 GB is over. Yet our promise was 1 GB in 1 hour. So the two were not correlating. Thirdly, customers were telling us, me, there are some things I want to do. I want to read, I want to do some research for 3 hours, I want to join a meeting for about an hour, but I'm not able to clearly know how you guys are charging me. It's not transparent. So we sat and said, how can we create a product that is easy to understand, easy to communicate, and easy for the customer to use? And that's where this product came to be. It's a transformational way in which we are bringing to life how customers can consume mobile data, but not just consume mobile data, how they can be able to meet the needs they have. I have a movie. It's 1 hour, 20 minutes. I don't want to start guessing how many MBs I need. I want a plan that will last 1 hour, 20 minutes. So that's where we've come. For the specific use case, we want to sell memories. We want to sell moments, special moments. We want to support your specific occasions. I want to watch a movie. I'm shooting a video for an hour. I'm studying for an hour. BeLive has come up to meet that need. So what is BeLive? BeLive is a time-based proposition that allows customers the freedom to select a plan, but that they can determine based on the time they want to do something. Give you an example. So for 20 shillings, a customer will have use for an hour. Remember the movie I was telling you about? The movie is 1 hour, 20 minutes. So for that one, I would recommend you buy the plan for 3 hours so that you can be able to watch that movie end to end. If there are any credits, you finish. That proposition is 50 shillings. For 50 shillings, you get for 3 hours, and it allows you to consume for 3 hours. So that way, the customer is able to easily know, I want to do something for 1 hour, 2 hours. This 3 hour plan is more than enough for me. So that's why we've introduced it. What are we hoping to achieve? We are hoping that customers will see value. We are hoping that customers will feel that Safaricom has responded to their need for transparency in billing. And we are hoping that customers will feel like, finally, I can be able to do what it is that I wanted to do. So that's why we've come up with this new transformational way that we're calling it BeLive. Why are we calling it BeLive? You can be live for the period that you choose. So we hope and believe that our customers will really enjoy this offer.
Yekiistoenge noton kokakotuyogei emet anan serikalit nebo emetab Germany eng kibagenge ak emoni sikomuch kotoret eng chobet ak kaumet nebo tuguk chekichoben karisiek ko oret agenge nebo kechor aliet nebo karisiek chekichobe kobun emetab Kenya.
My name is Moses Abiero. I'm the General Manager of Kenya Vehicle Manufacturing. For the last 1 year, and since CFO Mobility Kenya invested into KVM, a lot of work has been going on. As KVM, we've been working on 4 main strategic areas. Number 1 is infrastructural development. KVM is one of the oldest plants in Kenya, and there's no much that was done to KVM in terms of developing the infrastructure before the investment by CFAO Kenya. Since that happened, we've actually invested so much on equipment, we've invested so much on refreshing the building and upgrading in all the other areas that we require for assembly. The other strategic direction that we've taken as KVM, we want to continue with multi-brand assembly. We've been able to bring in quite a number of new customers with different brands of vehicles that we are assembling. Just to mention but a few, we've been able to bring in Basigo, who is a franchise holder for EV buses in Kenya. We've been able to bring in tippers, customers like Tata and Forton. We've been able to bring in passenger cars, which started like the Volkswagen that we are currently assembling here. We've been able to bring in a lot of pickups, models that we are assembling. At the same time, we are also diversifying into trailer fabrication. The aim is to ensure that we provide a solution for general mobility assembly. In our partnership with various OEMs across the world, we've been able to partner with them, and we are now working on making sure that we train our workforce and upskill their knowledge in terms of vehicle assembly, so that we are able to produce vehicles that are accepted quality-wise and vehicles that can actually serve our local market. KVM, as I mentioned earlier, majority shareholding belongs to CFAO Mobility Kenya. So CFAO Mobility Kenya is one of the franchise holder in East Africa that deals with Toyota models which are currently assembled in AVA Mombasa. So one of the strategic direction that we are taking is to transfer Toyota assembly to KVM, and that will start by next year, 2026 March. So we'll be transferring the first model of Toyota, which is Hiace, followed by another model which is Land Cruiser, and progressively within 2 years we should be able to transfer all the 4 models that are currently assembled in AVA. By doing that, we should be able to grow our assembly throughput by more than 180%. So when we bring in CKD, the expectation is that we need to involve workforce to help us with the assembly. So involving workforce means employment. So local assembly actually creates employment for the locals. Local assembly also ensures that while assembling, we transfer the technology and skills to our local people so that they're able to produce vehicles that have the same quality as the vehicles that are assembled abroad. The other benefit that you're having with local assembly is there's a lot of advantage to the local supply chain. One of them is some of the products, some of the parts that we're using here are local content that we are getting from local manufacturers and even purchasing them locally. So that actually helps with the growth of economy. The other benefit that you can talk in terms of local assembly is that by assembling locally, we are actually making the vehicles more affordable to common mwananchi, because when we assemble locally, those vehicles are exempted from duties. And when they're exempted from duty, it makes them more affordable and available also to the local consumers.
Tetat kotoige kolelitet nebo kiwanjetab Bomet en konekit asikoboisien timit nebo Bomet APs en ureriosiek chebo legit. Kong'ong'oniton patron nebo timit noton Kipchumba Murkomen ole kamwa kole tesetai panganutik chebo kechob kiwanjanoton.
So we're here to look for money and to support the team. First of all, when I was requested to be the patron of this team, the first thing I was apprised of is the football pitch. And we quickly visited Bomet, and I realized that the stadium is in a very pathetic stage. It cannot really possibly hold a Premier League match. Just remember that my 3 months in the Ministry of Sports gave me enormous experience when I was working on Kasarani. When I go to Kasarani now, I'm very happy because we had to go around this, change the pitch, new grass, this one. So I had a very close relationship with CAF, and I understood the importance of standards. And even before I left the ministry, we had made it very clear through the Sports Kenya that standards must be imposed on all our pitches in the country. So I agree with those who say that Bomet pitch at the moment is not anywhere. In fact, it is a shock that it was a Super League pitch, that somebody played in that pitch and qualified to to Premier League, because the stadium is really in a very pathetic state, both in terms of the grass, but also the sitting area, the security of the place, but also hygiene facilities around the place cannot hold many people having playing in one place. So I visited the place. We thought we were going to do small adjustments, in the pitch, but we've realized it needs massive kind of work, almost like rebuilding, almost like it was better if you were starting afresh. So we are now consulting with the guidance of His Excellency the President. We should actually do more massive work in that stadium, and we might have to agree with the board perhaps to play the first few matches away from Bomet, so that we do a proper stadium. And as soon as His Excellency comes back, that is part of the agenda. We are going to meeting with the Senator and the leaders of Bomet to finalize the decision on what exactly to do in the pitch.
Chitab kolenjin kiamne nemakitu chakoyon kokakemuch kiit let logoiwekab emet kaitun eng ketesiet nebo Kass TV nekasomanun kwane Shadrack Mutai.